Aphrodite's origins and her role in Greek mythology are complex, intertwining with various gods and mortals. There are two primary traditions regarding her birth and parentage, both of which highlight different aspects of her divine nature and influence. The birth of Aphrodite, two origins. 1. The Hesiodic tradition, theogony. In Hesiod's theogony, Aphrodite's birth is both dramatic and symbolic. When Cronus, the youngest of the Titans, overthrew his father Uranus, he castrated him and threw his severed genitals into the sea. From the foam, aphros that formed around them, Aphrodite emerged, fully grown and incredibly beautiful. She arose from the sea near the island of Cyprus or Cythera, depending on the version. This birth from the sea symbolizes Aphrodite's deep connection with both the generative and destructive powers of nature, as well as her association with the primal force of sexual desire and beauty. 2. The Homeric tradition, Homer's Iliad. In Homer's Iliad, a different story is told. Here, Aphrodite is the daughter of Zeus, the king of the gods, and Dione, a lesser-known goddess whose name suggests a connection to the word divine. This version places Aphrodite more firmly within the Olympian family, making her one of Zeus's many children and connecting her to the power dynamics of Olympus. While less dramatic than the Hesiodic version, this parentage emphasizes Aphrodite's divine authority and her role within the broader pantheon. Aphrodite's role among the gods. Aphrodite, as the goddess of love, beauty, and desire, held a unique position among the Olympians. Her beauty was so great that it caused jealousy and conflict even among the gods. Zeus, fearing that her allure might spark discord among the male gods, married her to Hephaestus, the god of blacksmiths and fire, who was considered the least attractive of the gods. However, Aphrodite was far from faithful. She had numerous lovers, both divine and mortal. Among her most famous divine lovers was Ares, the god of war. Their affair was well known among the gods and mortals alike. Hephaestus, aware of their infidelity, once crafted a finely woven net to catch them in the act, exposing them to the ridicule of the other gods. This episode not only highlights the contrast between love and war, beauty and brutality, but also reflects the complex relationships within the Olympian family. Aphrodite in the Trojan War. One of Aphrodite's most famous myths is her role in the events leading up to the Trojan War. It began with the judgment of Paris, a contest among the goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite to determine the fairest. Paris, a prince of Troy, was chosen to judge the contest. Each goddess offered him a bribe. Hera promised power, Athena offered wisdom and skill in war, and Aphrodite offered the love of the most beautiful mortal woman, Helen of Sparta. Paris chose Aphrodite, and as a result, he was awarded Helen. However, Helen was already married to King Menelaus of Sparta. Paris's abduction, or elopement, depending on the version, of Helen led to the Greeks launching a massive expedition to retrieve her, culminating in the decade-long Trojan War. Throughout the war, Aphrodite played an active role, often aiding Paris and the Trojans, though her interventions sometimes had disastrous consequences. Aphrodite's mortal lovers and children. Aphrodite's influence extended beyond the gods to mortals as well. One of her most famous mortal lovers was Anchises, a prince of Troy. Their union produced Aeneas, a hero who would later become a central figure in Roman mythology as the legendary ancestor of the Romans. Aphrodite's relationship with Anchises is often depicted as one of genuine affection, though it also underscores the goddess's ability to control and manipulate desire. Another significant mortal lover was Adonis, a beautiful youth loved by both Aphrodite and Persephone, the queen of the underworld. Adonis's life was tragically short. He was killed by a wild boar while hunting. In mourning, Aphrodite pleaded with Zeus to allow Adonis to return to life. Zeus decreed that Adonis would spend part of the year with Aphrodite and part with Persephone, symbolizing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Aphrodite in art and culture. Aphrodite was one of the most widely worshipped and depicted deities in ancient Greece and Rome. Her statues and images adorned temples, public spaces, and homes, symbolizing the ideals of beauty and love. The famous statue, the Venus de Milo, is one of the most iconic representations of Aphrodite, known as Venus in Roman mythology. Her cult was especially strong in Cyprus, Cythera, and Corinth, where she was worshipped as a protector of sailors, a bringer of fertility, and a goddess of civic harmony. Festivals in her honor, such as the Aphrodite, celebrated her role as a life-giving and protective force.